What's up, everyone? Today I'm going to be talking to you about a couple things you need to know about updates coming in the near future. So to start with, I'm just going to list off the things I'm going to be talking about in case you're already aware of them. You won't need to bother watching this video. But before I do, I want to drop a disclaimer that because I'm going to be talking about upcoming content, it is subject to change and/or omission altogether from the upcoming release. Furthermore, some of the information I'm going to be talking about is based upon speculation, albeit educated speculation, but speculation all the same. Let's get into it. The things I'm going to be talking about in the video are the upcoming Stage 20 dungeons, what the new max stage affinities will be, and why you should be building teams with a positive affinity advantage. The upcoming 6-star gear release, why I believe it's coming soon, and why it might not be the right time for you to min-max your 5-star gear right now. The new Fusion Champion and why you should be saving a single copy of Rares right now. And lastly, the new Legendaries and other champions that will be coming out soon. First on the list, we have the new Advanced Dungeon stages. The release of these stages is confirmed by the final tier of the missions that lead to unlocking the Arbiter. We know they're coming for sure, but it's only speculation that they'll be coming in this next patch. Personally, I believe they will be for the following reasons. First, they made a big hype train about the Arbiter and how she would be this great champion that you could get from the missions. The only problem is you can't get her because you can't complete the missions that require you to beat stage 20 of the dungeons. This made a lot of players very angry, and I suspect they will seek to rectify this issue right away by releasing the dungeons. The second tip-off is they just released a notification that they would be releasing a major update that would shake up the game. Personally, to me this indicates the release of the Stage 20 dungeons as well as the 6-star gear. More on the gear later. Let's talk about the dungeons. I'm going to be going over each dungeon briefly and going over what the new end-stage affinity will be. This is important because in these extreme difficulty dungeons, every advantage matters, especially affinity. So it's important to craft teams for these dungeons that have an affinity bonus. Better to know what these affinities will be so you don't waste time leveling up champions that won't be effective at the new in-game dungeons. First we have Spider's Den. I'm starting with Spider because she's the hardest dungeon, and she's the only dungeon with a wacky stage 20 affinity. We can see her pattern goes Void, Blue, Red, Green. Stage 15 ends on red, so if we follow the pattern we will have 16 green, 17 void, 18 blue, 19 red, and 20 green. In Spider's case, if it follows the established pattern, stage 20 will end in a green affinity. This means that red champions will not be very effective and may not be good choices for the team. Next we have Ice Golem's peak. We can see his pattern goes green, blue, red, void. Stage 15 currently ends on red, which implies that stage 16 would be void, and following the pattern you have 17 green, 18 blue, 19 red, and 20 void. Fortunately, in Ice Golem's case, it's going to end on a void, which means you won't need a special affinity team to deal with it. Next we have Dragon. I've already explained how we look at the pattern to see what stage 20 will be. For the sake of time, I'm just going to tell you that fortunately stage 20 ends on void as well, so all champions will work. If you don't trust me, you can look at the pattern in-game. Lastly, we have Fire Knight. His stage 20 will also be void, so all champions will work for him. Next up, we have the release of the famed 6-star gear and maybe legendary tier gear. So I will say that this area of the video is definitely more speculative than the last, but hear me out. There's two reasons I suspect that 6-star gear and maybe even the legendary tier gear is going to start dropping this next update. The first is that I think stage 20 dungeons are coming soon, and if that's the case, I don't believe that the current champions are going to be able to handle stage 20 of these dungeons in only 5-star gear. Sure, there's probably a small handful of top tier players with insanely tuned champions and teams that could handle it, but I doubt the majority of players will stand a chance if the jump in difficulty between 15 and 20 is anything close to the difficulty difference between stage 10 and 15. The second reason is again the notice they put out about releasing a major update that would shake up the game. 6-star gear would certainly count as a major shakeup, and we know it's supposed to be coming in the future. So what does this mean besides the big hooray if it actually does show up? Well, for most players, this info won't affect you much. Keep progressing your game just like you were before. However, if you're an in-game player spending time and energy farming stage 15 dungeons trying to get the perfect 5-star epic gear to drop to min-max your stats for CB or arena or whatever, it might be a good idea to take a few days break and see if we get the patch early next week. It would suck to use thousands of energy on 5-star gear only for 6-star to come out in the next 2 weeks. Moving on. Next up, we have the new Fusion Champion. So let me first start off by saying I have absolutely no clue who the next Fusion champion is going to be. It could be the upcoming legendary demon attacker that was revealed, more on that in the next section, or it could be an epic champion that has yet to be revealed. If it follows history, it will most likely be a new champion. Lastly, I just briefly want to touch on the possible upcoming champions. So we know there's a legendary demon spawn attacker that was teased on Facebook. There's only one reason in favor of her being the possible new Fusion champion, and that's the way she was revealed. She was revealed specifically in tandem with the Arbiter. It even said in her post, "New champions rise to answer the Arbiter's call." So we know she should be coming out roughly around the time that Arbiter is available to be obtained from missions. The thing in favor of her being the Fusion champion is she seems to be directly Arbiter's rival. So it makes sense that you can get the Arbiter for free, you should be able to fuse her rival for free. At least that's the speculation, weak as it is. So to end this video, I'm going to briefly mention what we know about the other possible upcoming champions, and that's basically nothing but teasers. We have the Facebook post that goes with the legendary Demon Spawn champion that says, "New champions rise to answer the Arbiter's call." It specifically says champions plural instead of champions singular. We also have the teaser leaked of Aethel confronting a dark shadowy figure. Beyond that, I don't have a lot to go on, but there should definitely be more than just the legendary demon spawn coming in the near future. That concludes this video with what I know and have speculated about the upcoming update. I could be totally wrong, so don't form a lynch mob if my predictions aren't spot on. I'm not part of any insider testing groups, I only have the public info to work off of. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you all in the next one.